With Prime Minister Mark Carney's visit to China, it marks the first time a Canadian leader has been there in 8 years. The milestone visit also has Saskatchewan Premier Scott Moe tagging along. Here to talk about what this moment means for Saskatchewan farmers is Bill Prybylski, president of the Agricultural Producers Association of Saskatchewan. Bill, thanks very much for joining us.
Good afternoon. Pleasure to be here.
What would you like to see come out of these meetings, and what are you realistically expecting?
So certainly, ultimately, our hope is that these tariffs on our canola and peas would at some point go away, ultimately, completely. That's likely not realistically, certainly in the short term, but that is ultimately what we would like to see. In the short term, we're hoping there'll be some positive news, at least, coming out of these talks with the Chinese officials that we can kind of have some hope in the industry, which right now there's a lot of pessimism. But there's always that hope that there will be something down the road that will see an end to the tariffs, or at least a reduction in the tariffs that will help to alleviate some of the downward pressure on our prices for our commodity, particularly canola and yellow peas.
I want to talk more about that in just a sec, how the farmers are doing. But what are your thoughts on the premier being there? What is that for show, or are you hopeful that could actually lead to something?
I think the Premier of Saskatchewan being there is certainly a positive step. He's been there before. He knows who the people are that are involved in this, and he's got the experience and the knowledge of how these tariffs are affecting the province as a whole, and particularly in the producers. But that canola industry and the peas in Saskatchewan is certainly a big part of the economic drivers in the province. So I think having the Premier there is certainly a positive outcome.
And what's it been like for farmers since the tariffs were imposed?
Well, certainly there's a lot of uncertainty. Just we've been dealing with these tariffs for almost a year now, and there's a lot of uncertainty as to where are they going, how much of an impact are they going to have on our products, on our prices, on movement of grain. All these things have created a lot of uncertainty in the ag sector. And certainly economically, it's hurt our bottom lines. We've seen the commodity prices come down significantly from where they were before the tariffs. Obviously, there's other factors that are involved in setting those prices, but certainly the tariffs have had a significant impact on those prices. We've seen our input costs continue to rise, and our commodity prices have certainly softened. So it's put in quite a bit of financial pressure on producers in the province.
So they're getting squeezed from both sides right now.
Yeah.
Are there alternative? You've had a chance to look. Are there alternative markets, or is the demand is what it is, and this is one of the markets you need?
Yeah, certainly. There's always been other markets that we deal with. China is our second largest market for canola behind the United States. So to replace that volume going into China is almost impossible. Certainly, there's incremental adjustments that can be made into other countries, but to replace that much canola just not practical. So we're always looking at market diversification as an option to take some of the dependence away of our two biggest markets, but we still depend on those two markets to buy a lot of our products.
And any concerns that any kind of deal with China may hurt your relationship with the U.S. and your customers down there?
Yeah, certainly that is a concern. And, the United States is still our biggest market for most of our products, or a lot of them anyways. And so I guess it's a bit of a balancing act in terms of, trying to reestablish that market into China without causing any undue tension with the Americans. But we need to deal with all of those countries at some point.
It is, but it is a balancing act with them. And if there was a deal signed with China, what concerns might you have about what might come out of that deal from the negative side?
Again, I guess the relationship with our American trading partners in terms of will there be right now there are no tariffs going into the United States on our agriculture commodities, but we've seen that anything is possible going forward. So if this becomes an irritant to the Americans, does that hurt our chances of continuing and expanding trade with that country? So certainly there are risks, but we have to do something. We grow the product. We need to be able to market it someplace.
But are you worried about if Canada works a deal out with China for canola that we might have to give up something that might impact farmers in Canada, maybe some agricultural deals that might hurt Canadian farmers?
Certainly, that's a concern. I don't think that it's a major concern, but it's always there. Everything we do, everything from the quality of our commodities, there's risks involved with our supply chains. We've had issues in the past where our supply chain has let us down, and our customers have gone elsewhere because they couldn't get the commodities in time. So there's always those risks, and certainly in this situation, those risks are there. They're very real, and we have to deal with them.
Okay, Bill, we'll wrap it up there, but thank you very much for joining us.
You're very welcome.
Bill Prybylski is president of the Agricultural Producers Association of Saskatchewan.